1 Coventry Street. Please call now at 860-714-2684.
Anxiety,
suffering,
embarrassment,
diagnosed,
scared,
disorder,
struggle,
ashamed,
nervioso,
depressed,
stigma,
mindfulness, care,
feeling,
wellness,
healthy,
honest,
aware,
emoción,
help,
normal.
human.
I pay attention to my thoughts.
"30 seconds to go live."
He is logging on now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Mr. Clerk, if we could do a sound check before we go live in 20 seconds.
Test, 1, 2.
We can hear you, thank you.
All right.
I'm going to ask everyone to please mute themselves, and we are live. Welcome everyone to this first regularly scheduled council meeting of January 10th, 2022, which I am calling to order. Happy New Year to everyone. With that said, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll? You're on mute, Mr. Clerk.
Councilman Clark. Councilman Clark.
Here.
Councilman Gale.
Here.
Councilman LeBron.
Here.
Councilman Mitchum.
Here.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Present.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Here.
Councilman Sanchez.
Present.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now our town clerk will lead us on to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I also want to welcome our Corporation Counsel, Howard Rifkin, along with Eric Lusa from the Town Clerk's Office, David Grant from Council President's Office, and members of the Hartford Public Access TV. With that said, Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we suspend the rules to add item 7.1 onto our agenda, which is Mayor Bronin with accompanying resolution for the tentative agreement of HMIA dated December 9th, 2021 between the city and HMIA.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions, any comments, any discussions? There being none. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the minutes of the December 13th, 2021 meeting.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments or discussions on the minutes? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we place on our consent calendar the following items. Item 3.1, Communications 3.1, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution authorizing to enter into a memorandum of understanding with CIGNA for the purposes of accepting a contribution of $50,000 toward the cost of developing and implementing the open streets. Item 4.1, on reports of committees, Public Works, Parks, Recreation, and Environment Committee, confirming the appointment of Kathleen Gray Krakowski to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission. Item 6.1, Resolution 6.1 for the relief to Hartford parents, students, and employers. And also to item 7.1, which is Mayor Bronin with the company resolution for the tentative agreement dated December 9th, 2021 between the city and HMIA.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Councilman Mixtum.
Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to just say a word on 6.1, which is the call for assistance, just to clarify, because in some of my discussion, all of us support it. We're all co-signatories, but I wanted to make clear for anyone watching that it's phrased pretty generally. It says we call on the governor to take any and all necessary action, and we don't specify. But what's happening now, and I'm hearing this from constituents, and I think some of my colleagues is that people are getting sick from COVID. They think it's from COVID, but they can't get a test anywhere. And so they're getting pushback from their employers saying, well, if you don't have a test, which nobody can get, then you have to go to work. And that obviously puts people, it's a terrible choice that it puts them in between protecting their coworkers' health and, potentially their own health, or losing their job. And so we didn't say specifically what we want the governor to do, but there are a lot of things the governor could do. The governor could make it, with his emergency powers, illegal to fire someone for calling in sick for some limited period of time if they have COVID symptoms. He could provide aid to local businesses that are understaffed because of people calling out. He could provide aid to people who can't work and don't get paid because of calling out. We trust the governor. He's a smart guy. He's got smart folks around him. He also has a $900 million surplus in executive powers. The City of Hartford has done marvelously, if we're being honest. Liani Arroyo and her department are really just knocking it out of the park in terms of providing tests and providing what our people need. Like, we were way out ahead of the other municipalities and the state in terms of getting tests and ordering them and getting them delivered. But we can't do it by ourselves. And we need the state to step in, and the state has the money. And so we are, all of us, calling on the state to step up for the City of Hartford and for the people of Connecticut. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mixtum. Any other comments? Councilman Sanchez.
Thank you, Madam President. And I appreciate what Councilman Mixtum has shared with us, because I had a previous conversation with Councilwoman Shirley Surgeon. And it seems to be that there are employers also that's not recognizing these kits as a legitimate test kit. So there's going to be some issues in the very near future where we have our folks that are unable to go back to work because of this non-recognition of the kits. I'm not sure what we can do, but we definitely need to reach out to the governor and our mayor so that we can get these kits reinforced as a legitimate test unit. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Clark.
I'm sorry, I would be remiss if I didn't say anything. Blame our esteemed colleague, Councilman Mixtum, for saying something. I felt the nudge through the screen. There's been a lot of yeoman's work that's been done at the start of the pandemic until now. I do applaud our Health and Human Services Director, Arroyo, for her work and her team. But the city is doing all that they can. It's really we need the help of our state government and also to our federal government as well. So a lot of the resources that the city has had, we are utilizing to the best of our ability, but it does take additional partnerships. And so with this resolution, as Councilman Mitchell alluded to, is very broad, but more specific as to our families need help. Our healthcare partners that have been doing testing and vaccines need help as well as all our other partners that are participating with the City of Hartford. So we urge our viewing audience to really call your state senators and state representatives, even the governor's office, to urge them to please work with the municipality of Hartford as well as other municipalities as well to send additional helps funds so that we can actually increase the city's capability to do testing and vaccinations as well.
Thank you. And I also want to thank Councilman Mitchum for working on that resolution. And also piggyback through all my colleagues. Leanne has been doing in the health department an excellent job. And our mayor was also very proactive in ordering thousands of tests for the city of Hartford. While a lot of cities announced that they were going to give out tests, we had the big issue and the news from the state that the texts were not delivered on time. The city of Hartford was proactive, and we were probably the only city that were able to get all these tests. So thanks to our mayor and our COO for being diligent, and also to Leanne, great job. Are there any other comments? Thank you. With that said, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
I got to get used to being first. Yes.
Councilman Gale.
I got to get used to being second. Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
I got to get used to being after Mally. Oh, I still am. Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
And my position haven't changed.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we receive communication item 3.7, which is Public Works, Parks, Recreation, and Environment Committee communication concerning accompanying resolution calling for a DPW update on traffic calming measures and signage plan.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions, any comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we refer the following items to the said committees. Communication item 3.3, Mayor Bronin with accompanying resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Hartford to allocate $1,454,928 in the fiscal year 2022 to fiscal year 2023 Capital Improvement Plan to the Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee. Communication item 3.6, Mayor Bronin with accompanying resolution aggregate sum of these outstanding receivable of 6 loans to the Operations Management Government and Government Accountability Committee. We have ordinance 5.1, Mayor Bronin with accompanying ordinance proposed amendment to section 12-2 on voting districts that has a public hearing for Tuesday, January 18th, 2022 at 7 p.m. due to the MLK holiday on Monday. And this item is going to a committee of the whole. Also to communication item 3.4, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution approving the disposition of the following parcels to Nina Properties LLC, care of Northside Institutions Neighborhood Alliance, that also has a public hearing on Tuesday, January 18th, 2022, and also that's scheduled for 824 review by the Planning and Zoning Committee. Item 3.2, communication item 3.2, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution confirming the Department of Public Works as the local traffic authority for the City of Hartford to be sent to the Public Works, Parks, Recreation, and Environment Committee. And communication 3.5, Mayor Bronin with a company resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement and execute a 2-year lease agreement with RMS Dono 1 LLC that also has a public hearing of Tuesday, January 18th, 2022, and an 824 review to the Planning, Economic Development, and Housing Committee.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we take action on resolution 6.1, which is a resolution appointing council leadership for a term beginning January 10th, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2023 for Council President Mally D. Rosado under this term and Majority Leader TJ Clark under the same term.
Councilman Clark, did I hear you say 6.1 or 6.2?
Madam President, I said 6.2.
Okay, thank you.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? Councilman Mitchum.
Just briefly, I'll say what I said, I think 2 years ago, which, I mean, I'm going to vote for it, but I feel like it should be the majority that votes for Majority Leader, but here we are. We do it the way we do it.
Are there any other comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And thank you to my council colleagues. I look forward to working with you all the rest of the 2 years that we're in office. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we take action on resolution item 6.3, which is addressing a working families vacancy party seat.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions? Councilman Mitchum.
I won't belabor the point because I think Councilwoman Bermudez, before she resigned, did speak up and speak about Tiana Hercules, who I am moving to replace Will DeLeese now that she has resigned. Ms. Hercules is eminently qualified. She's my former colleague from the Public Defender's Agency. She's been active in the community. She's a parent with kids in our public schools. She lives in Asylum Hill. Y'all have heard it before, but my strong endorsement, and I also thank my colleagues who have come through to said they would support her.
Are there any other comments? Councilman Gale.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd just like to say a word of thanks to Councilwoman Bermudez. I know she announced that she was resigning. I don't think we really noted at the beginning of this meeting that the resignation has been accepted, and hence she hasn't been called first. To Councilman Clark's noted surprise, But I would just say it's been a pleasure. Councilwoman Bermudez, myself, and a couple of other members here, Councilman Sanchez and Clark. We all came in together 6 years ago. And from my standpoint, certainly, and I think I probably speak for the others, it's been a true pleasure working with Councilwoman Bermudez. We wish her, I wish her great success in whatever comes next for her, and thank her for her service to the City of Hartford. And I look forward to working with her replacement, Tiana Hercules. So thank you, Madam President.
Councilman Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll keep this brief. It has been a pleasure to work with Councilwoman Bermudez. We go back a ways prior to our time on council. And I've already shared this with her. It's been a great pleasure. Although we have not agreed on certain things, we have agreed on other things as well, and still have worked together to find neutrality to advance this agenda on for our residents of the City of Hartford. So I wish her and her family much success. And we are going to be welcoming a former colleague of mine and Councilwoman Bermudez as well. And I look forward to working with Attorney Tiana Hercules as her replacement. And so thank you, Councilwoman Bermudez, for your work and your advocacy, and I bid you much success in your future endeavors.
Councilwoman Shirley Surgeon, followed by Councilman Sanchez.
Thanks, Council President. I also want to wish Councilwoman Bermudez all the best. I know just I've been working with her for only 2 years now, and with this current council. Now, we haven't always agreed, but one of the things I will say is that her heart is there in serving the residents of the City of Hartford. So I just want to wish her all the best in her new endeavor for her and her family, and for her to keep safe and keep going forward. So again, Councilman Bermudez, thank you so very much for all your service to the city and to the residents.
Councilman Sanchez.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Chair. Councilwoman Widaliz Bermudez, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your new venture. It must be exciting. It's a different change of ways, a change of pace in life, something that I think we all look forward to when we take that next step somewhere. So thank you for your service. It was a pleasure meeting you and getting to know you and working with you for sure. I think you and I we have a good understanding of each other and our goals. Appreciate everything that you have challenged me on, and the community and what you've done for the community. So thank you so much, and wishing you the best of luck and your family.
Madam President, one thing I forgot to do is welcome Attorney Hercules. And also, forgot to also welcome her and look forward to working with her within the next 2 years.
Thank you. We will pass her vote shortly, and she will be on the screen shortly. Also, Councilwoman Widaliz Bermudez, I thank you for the service through the City of Hartford, and I wish you well in your new endeavors. Are there any other comments from Council? Councilman LeBron.
Yes, I also want to echo the sentiments of all my colleagues. Councilwoman Bermudez, proud Hartford High alum, and has made a indelible impact in our communities for years. She was even at Hartford High, showed an extreme amount of leadership, was involved in the Sheriff O'Neill lawsuit, and just been a strong advocate for forever. And so we're sad to lose you, but New Haven's gaining a soldier. So we wish you the best on your future endeavors. And also welcome in Tiana Hercules and the strength that she brings, and all her advocacy and her skill set. So welcoming, and then wishing you the best to both of you.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
I have a little short poem I like that I think is appropriate for tonight.
Absolutely, you have the floor.
Okay, it's hard to say goodbye, but the sun will never rise if it doesn't set. So your time is setting here. but it will be rising in other places. So I wish you luck, and I'm sure we will see you again. And I look forward to a new colleague.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rossetti. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now our town clerk will administer the oath to our newly elected Councilwoman Tiana Hercules. Congratulations.
Madam Council President appointed.
Do you?
Appointed, yes.
Solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, the duties of the office of councilperson for the City of Hartford Court of Common Council to the best of your ability, so help you God. I do. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. I look forward to working with you. And Will Delise, you will be sorely missed, but I'm happy that we'll still be in touch. So looking forward to it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now Councilman Josh Mishstom has asked for a point of privilege.
Thank you, Madam President. I didn't know that when we brought the vote for Ms. Hercules, that was going to be the time when everyone said their fond farewells to former Councilwoman Bermudez. So I'd ask for this point of personal privilege. I won't belabor the point. I will only say this, that Will Delise is actually a good friend to me. Our families have been friends like for 10 years at least. It was she who dragged me into this mess that we're all in here together. And it has been she who always has been my North Star in terms of she always looks at any issue and she thinks about who is not just going to be helped by this, but who might be left out, who might be hurt. She's always thinking about the people who have the least in our community and about lifting them up. She really put me onto the idea of center the marginalized every time, and everything else will fall into place. So she's been a model for me, I think, for a lot of people in our city. We're sad to see her go. My little daughter is sad to see her slightly larger daughter go. And I did want to pass the mic, as it were, to Will Delise for just if she wants to say a quick farewell.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to all the council colleagues, and thank you to Josh. Thank you, Renato. You all have been such amazing colleagues. I couldn't have asked for a better team. And thank you to the kind words of the rest of the council members. Thank you to my husband, who has always been so supportive and has made so many sacrifices, especially when you have little ones. Thank you to my family, and thank you to my daughter, who has also, again, when you have little ones, you drag them to all these meetings and whatnot, but they're learning through osmosis. I couldn't have done it without the support of my family, my friends, my loved ones, the people who have been there and have been committed to making sure that the city is a better place for everybody. And the last thing that I wanted to share is this. Después de las nubes, el sol. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes our meeting this evening. Everyone, please be safe. Thank you to my council colleagues. Again, Happy New Year. And this meeting is adjourned. Good night.
I thought you had a comment, Jimmy.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman. I saw your hand from before. Go ahead.
Real quick, this is for our new councilwoman, Tiana Hercules. I just want to say welcome aboard and looking forward to meeting and working with you. Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
It's not 8 o'clock yet, TJ.
Oh, the game. Oh, Jesus.